Test 1, 2, 3. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Quite frankly, I have no idea. Somebody help. So, hi. My name is Aiko. I am today's host of the whatever the hell this construction of a video is. Today's video will be a little bit around. Kinda like a what the fuck letter to the community. But yeah, I'm probably gonna just like go off rambling a lot because even though I have scripted a script for this, I might glance over a couple notches. But I probably won't say the exact same thing that I have said on that goddamn list because what the fuck, I cannot say the exact same lines to the life out of me. So yeah, it's partially scripted, but also not. Don't even ask. So what the hell am I talking about? Today I want to talk about the drama side of the community, of the well-known, not really well-known, but like the well-respected program called Miku Dance. We're talking about the community, just say. Now, if there's one thing I know about the community when it comes to Miku Dance, it's that it's very controversial and very non-right-headed. To be humble about it. Because the thing is, in the community, there are a lot of people who are against certain rules, who are against certain things, who are literally doing the most insane, inhumane things in existence of freaking commentary history, though I don't think anybody has ever seen those float around unless you're in certain community circles. So, yeah. We're gonna fill in the MMD commentator sphere. Woo. Plus, it's an issue that just needs to be addressed, because what is going on? And also, why in the fuck is the community so fucking toxic? Please tell me why. Please. So yeah, anyways, what in the fuck are we gonna tackle today? Today we're gonna tackle the bad aspects and the, well, quote-unquote nitpicks some people have with the community and, well, other things that are related in the MMD community, such as, like, models, rules, and all of that, which is very fun. So, I have a few key points that I have written down in my original script that I will be following, kind of keep it organized. But just that I'm gonna read them out in a different way. Which, by the way, the things that I'm gonna be reading out is from a quote-unquote confession site on DeviantArt. I don't know why it exists. But, hey. That's there for something. Now, the thing is, with this confession site, it's called literally just MMD Confessions. On there are a lot of people who have a lot of controversial stance. Not only that, but also have a certain opinion about things. It's basically a page where you can say basically whatever the fuck you want, and everything is anonymous. Nobody fucking knows who said something, and yeah. Now that that is out of the way, I'm gonna be tackling some confessions that can be categorized in few categories. These categories are going to be rules just in general, because everything else will probably explain itself right after that. Taking model parts, or I guess just model parts in general. I don't know why that's like a subgenre in MMD culture. Animation styles, PTU content, which is something that's very highly controversial for some unknown reason in the community. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. Originality and ban lists. Now, with that being said, I'm not gonna go around the bush anymore because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a long sitting, so yeah. feel free to sit down, take a snack, relax, and just watch me do whatever the heck in the background. I don't know what I'm gonna put in the background. I don't know if you'll see me pop up, or if you see a speed paint or something. Probably a speed paint. Most likely a speed paint. Yeah. Enjoy the show! Alright, so... we're going to be reading off some of the confessions that are in the rules section first. And there are some very crazy ones right there. We're gonna dissect. I have like 4 of these. I have 4 like parts for this section that were notable for me. To basically talk about, kind of commentate over, because what the fuck? What the fuck are one of I like some of those. Okay, so the first one reads as follows. I hate when MMDers go so crazy and make like 1,000 color posts just because a random person broke the rule 1,000 times off their model part. I don't know. And end it. I don't know why MMDers go crazy just for something that doesn't exist. Now the thing is that something that doesn't exist kind of correlates with the creation of their own situation. It's basically kind of like artist culture. If you were to like, you know, steal a certain art style, which by the way, art style theft isn't a thing. It's kind of like, how do I explain it? It's different in MMD because if somebody breaks a rule, it's basically considered a lethal crime because it's basically disrespecting the wishes of the creator, obviously. And I think it's no secret that there is an unspoken rule in the MMD community that is just to follow the rules. It doesn't even matter what it is necessarily. Like, I think the key point should be when it comes to models in general is to never take parts. Or to never take a model apart, because it's kind of disrespecting amongst people who have put hard work, and I literally mean hard work, for some models to make them look good. For instance, am one of these people. For instance, have some models that have those rules on them. And the most specific rule that a lot of people tend to break, which is probably the reason why most of them get so upset over it, is the breaking parts rule in the meaning of taking parts, right? Just like taking every general part of, like, apart from the model, which you don't even need to do that, right? If you have a good person who has literally created everything, all you need to do is search up the model part that the creator has made, and boom. I don't even know what's up with that. Another thing that another person has said was MMDs put extremely strict and somewhat dumb rules when they do it because they're dying of envy if somebody uses their edit/parts better than them, which isn't even the clue. Or, like, isn't even the thing. Because the thing is, that kind of is contradicting in a way. Because situation, I'm gonna like give you like a full expert situation. If people put on extremely strict and somewhat like, you know, crazy rules on a model, half the time, no, it's not because they don't want to, like, you know, think that somebody's gonna like use/edit the part better than them. It's mainly because most likely they have credited the original part already. And also, side note, why in the hell would you reuse and take a part that is already on a finished model and therefore distribute? Why in the hell would you do that? What in the right mindset makes you believe that taking a part from a model, from an already finished model, is a good idea? I know that some people say taking parts is allowed in some models, right? Mainly because nobody knows where the fucking creator or what the creator is from. But like, if people specifically say they don't want that to happen, then they most likely also gonna have a reason. Because, and here's my argument, and I also know this because I know this myself as an editor. Half the time, the edited parts that you have on a already finished edited model aren't gonna be the exact same way like their original form. A lot of times people tend to alter / change up the model parts to fit a certain model. It's not gonna stay the exact same. That's like a huge difference people tend to forget. Just because people can just casually slap on a model or a part on a model doesn't mean it'll fit. Most likely, these people will have a hard time trying to fit on the exact part onto the model because something might be different body type wise or something might be different, I don't know, sizing wise. Some things that you guys should consider is that editing a part on a finished model is different to just slapping on a part to a model, alright? Just to be clear. Okay, moving on from this. What the fuck? Now, this person had like 2 stands, also on the pay-to-you content side, which I will talk on later. But, I'm gonna put it like this. But I will read out the first sentence they have said. So it reads as follows. People who take down the model parts, model/parts, because someone broke the rules is only punishing the rest of the MMD community instead of the person that broke the rules. Here's the thing. Me personally, I think it doesn't really matter if it's a punishment for the whole entire community if somebody decides to take their part down. Because the thing is, realistically speaking, it is their property. They did the thing. They have created the model/parts for the community to download. And if they see somebody breaking the rules, naturally, it's their thing on what to do in that situation. Sure, you can just simply say, oh yeah, but they can just block that person. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not only just that one person, it's also gonna be like other people who are just gonna be like extremely selfish about it and just be like, yep, I'm gonna fuck around and just break a rule because that's what I want to do. And be, you know, a B-word about it. The other thing is, I think it's also kind of dependent on the person on what they do. Just because you think it's unfair, doesn't mean it's unfair in their eyes. Because realistically speaking, it's up to them on whether or not they want to like keep it up, if they just want to block the person in general completely, or, you know, if they just decide to take it down completely. That's not in your, you know, hands to decide. It's not your decision to be making, right? Like, I get you're upset, but in turn, it is their decision, so, you know, it is what it is. Now for the last sliding card that I have on this thing, it says, this may sound very common, but is it so hard to follow rules of a model part? If it's a model or a part, it has rules, it's for something, right? And yeah, that's the best way to end of this section. Goddamn. Because it really is. Because realistically, well, what's the point? What is the point in breaking rules and not following rules? Like, why? Alright, moving on to the next section. It's going to be animation styles. Now here's the thing. I don't know why this is the thing. I don't know. I'm very confused. Why are we talking about animation styles on why something is what and what not? I am confusion. Anyways, I picked out 2 for this specific thing because, and generally speaking, I'm just, why is this a thing? I don't even. Okay, so for the first one, it's quite a lengthy test, so let me read it out for you. The animation style in MMD has been trending really sucks. Like, it's cool and all, but the fact that everyone is trying to duplicate that style of animation instead of trying to create and find their own animation feels over years boring and cringe. This doesn't include taking inspiration. As a person who has been animating in MMD for years, seeing all the random facial expression in places they shouldn't be, just for the sake of similarity to the original style drives me crazy. I'm gonna assume people mean like the people who like animate in the very overly exaggerated style. Because some people have like a lot of facial expressions in their models and stuff like that, and usually tend to like go a little bit out of bounds. with what the databases have in store with their like original phrases and stuff. Now, the thing is, and this is kind of like, where I'm just like, but like, why are you making this a point though? It's a personal opinion, yes. But personally, for me, I don't think it's cringe. If anything, a lot of people do this in the animation meme community. And I literally mean it. Literally every single person in the animation meme community does this. And I'm pretty sure a lot of MMDs are familiar with the animation meme community. At least I will hope. Because if not, then I'll tell you what. I'm pretty sure these people who commit to these styles do it because of the cartoony ass aspect of this animation style. I don't really know why people are like so down bad for it, or why in the hell people think it sucks. I honestly have no clue, but if you don't like it, then animate the style differently. Animate in a different style if that's how you see it. Because realistically speaking, their thing, it doesn't necessarily need to phase you, and if you don't like it, just look away. Honestly, don't know why this is a thing. Honestly, don't know why that needs to be addressed. Like, what? What? Okay, moving on. Alright. And this confession is, all motions these days all look the same, even the pay-to-you ones. Plus, why all the motions? Wait. Why all the motions are K-pop? Oh, more stuff to make. Oh wait. Alright, the animation's all made out of K-pop music. There you go. That's probably what they wanted to say. Okay, now here's the thing. There has this has been kind of like a trend for more than over like a... Well, not really over like a decade, but I think. Or at least at most 3 to 4 years. Where people make motions out of K-pop dances and K-pop songs. It's not just the K-pop community, mind you, it's also the J-pop community. I've seen motions from... Oh god, I think Garinella, was it? I'm so sorry if I butchered her name wrong. I'm gonna put the name up on screen. But, like, it's not a secret that a lot of people are making animations based off K-pop dances. Hell, the MMD community started out with making dances to Vocaloid songs. You know? Music videos and shit. This isn't the first time this ever happens. I'll be quite frankly honest. And sure, there are more ways to make motion out of things, such as meme, animation things, and stuff like that. And saying the things like motions all look the same these days, I don't really know what you mean by that. Legit, half of the animations that I see don't really look the same. Like what is this? What does look the same? The fact that most of them just stand there in a frame and do hand movements? Is that what you mean? You know, you gotta be specific when you make a claim like that. But, oh well. Other than that, I don't really know what else to say. Because the thing is, most of these people who put out motions, they aren't professionals. Can I please say that? No, nobody in this community is a specifically trained and very talented, specialized animator. We're all animating here for fun. Okay? Sure, people make it their job to like put their content out there because, you know, you put time and effort into animations like that, and if you're especially proud of something, you at least would like want to get something in return from it. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Alright, well, speaking of the whole pay-to-you content, I'm not gonna like spin around the bush and just gonna take back out the one comment that was made about it, so we're gonna like transitioning. There you go. Over to this topic. Okay. Now that we have transitioned. What does one person also has said in that one comment that I read off in the rules section was basically also pay-to-use content is so dumb in MMD. Like, if you are so professional and you feel a need to monetize your content, go and do it on Blender and not some niche animation program that is largely used by minors. Listen, the MMD community isn't just largely used by minors. I'm pretty sure a lot of people nowadays are starting to grow up and turning into adults. I started using MMD, I think like back in 2017. I was like, what, 14? I'm 19 years now. I doubt that in the community there's like a large majority of minors anymore. I think most of them grew up. Which is probably the reason why a lot of people like tend to like go to the page of URLs. The other thing is, nobody on the official website for Making Miku Dance does it stand that MMD or like selling emotions is illegal. It doesn't stand there anywhere. Not even in the Read MEEEE, not even on the official page, literally nowhere. There's no use in trying to make a claim like that. And even if you view it as dumb, sure. But even then, there is so much free-to-use content out there. You don't need to, like, pin around the bush just because something isn't, like, you know, for free. It's like, I get it sucks, but, you know, judging with the way that some people are in the community and rule breakers and stuff, I feel like put a part out or an animation out, at least you still get monetization for what you have done, right? So you could care less about the rules and not like, you know, cause havoc over it, because at least you're kind of like controlled with who does or who gets the stuff, right? In my personal opinion. It kind of gives you more control over on who like gets a certain motion and what gets a certain part. At least people are more mindful in that regard, especially when it comes to rule breaking and stuff. Oh yeah. And I have like 4 other claims. Oh god. I think which has like one of the most craziest stat in all of it. Because these texts are like heavily large. For the most part in this. And I kind of want to like cause a conversation with this. Because, oh god. Okay, I'm gonna tackle one of the more larger ones because I cannot read these out for the life of me. Alright. This one person has said, I wish there was more appreciation for motion creators. I know a lot of people don't like pay-to-use content, but I wish it was acknowledged on how much work goes into making motions. Full-length motions can take at least 1 month, working 8 hours a day, if not 2. For more advanced animators, not to mention several months or even a year for new beginners who want to make a very smooth and detailed emotion. And you consider how much time goes into this, it's like a genuine job. I personally seen a problem in buying, or in paying them $5 or $20 or something for a motion if they are working on it. It would be a full paycheck. That's not even a full $0 hour of pay rate. Art animation is a real work field, and maybe some people prefer to work at MMD for that specific reason, which is also something that I personally see for as myself as well, because the thing is, MMD is a creative art form. There's no point in denying that. People make commissions out of their art. People make commissions out of their animations in the MMD, in the animation meme community. People take commission for literally everything creative nowadays. It's a creative art field, and if people want to get compensation for it, then that's what they want to do. You can't force somebody to like not do it. So, alright. The other large text is, as a pay-to-use content creator, the statement of minors not being able to buy stuff is halfway true. But they don't give anything part is off to me. You can choose to buy something, no one is forcing you, and I want you to give you some money to you myself as a student. There's still and will be free to use content forever in MMD, since it was born that way. But pay-to-use content is not something that should be ashamed upon if people don't want it. You just throw off their stuff without getting something back from it. Or something way to check who buys their stuff in the first place. Yeah, that's basically the point that I made. Basically what I just said. But it's just kind of like, man, I freaking view pay-to-use content kind of like taking commissions in any type of art form. It's like paying an artist. That's really how it is. It's like paying a simple artist. Alright. Let's look at the more bite-sized ones. The more smaller ones. Because I found those also extremely interesting. The MMD community was already declining. What it led to its near death was when the MMD started charging for everything. Parts, poses, motions, and more. I understand the need of most of the MMD communities are minors. For adults, that are for obvious reasons. They're not going to spend their money on files that don't give you anything as such. Which kind of is like a strong stance considering, you know, people pay for art, and technically speaking, all they do is pay for basically a piece of file that is just gonna linger around in their files, right? That's the exact same argument. That's literally the exact same argument. They want to know the reason why people are paying them for that. Because they like the certain style. Because they like the certain way that the art looks. Because they want to support the creator. Because it's their form of showing support to somebody that they love. I don't know about you, but that's just how I see it. Now, if there's one thing that I find kind of silly is charging for poses. That's the only part I kind of view as silly and a little bit redundant. Charging for a pose, because realistically speaking, one could easily just download the picture pose and then, you know, throw it as a PNG file into MMD and just like kind of trace pose over it. So, yeah, I don't know about the whole poses thing when it comes to charging, but if it's like motions, animations take time, okay? If it's parts, half of y'all don't even know how Blender works, goddamn. So like, why are you even making that a point? Alright? Because most people who make parts in MMD use Blender. And I have tried it. It's not fucking easy. So, like, please respect your creators in that regard. Alright. And then there's this other comment that I have seen, which is also pretty interesting in my opinion. To be honest, not every game rip parts have strict rules, but if you can't follow them, neither respect the offer. The one that rip convert in anything. And you should really learn how to do things on your own. Which, I kind of put it in here also because sometimes you have these people who rip something from a game, and then, you know, put it out for download. Monetization-wise. I wanted to put that in here also because I think it's kind of unfair to rip something off of a game and then put it out for, you know, getting money. Because that's a shady thing to do. Just something I wanted to note on my personal view, because I know that some people do. And I think it's kind of, you know, shady way to do it, because A, you did not own anything from the parts. C, B, not C. It's just rude and very disrespectful towards the game creators. So, let's not do that, okay? Alright. So, moving on from the pay-to-use stuff, one thing that I want to say when it comes to, like, things like that, kind of like as a small, tiny, packaged up, bite-sized thing for you to acknowledge it. I fucking view pay-to-use content as taking art commission in the art community. It's literally the exact same thing. Like, it's not even that deep. Okay? Like, I think every creator who has something to create, no matter in what art form it is, has a chance to properly distribute it in the way that they want to. Right? If they wanna make money off an animation, yeah, y'all can make money off an animation. If y'all wanna make money off a goddamn part, y'all can make fucking money off a goddamn part. Nowhere near does it say, not even in the official website of the goddamn MMD website, that doing this is illegal. Or if prohibited. Or I don't know. Not even in the Read MEEEE stats there. Alright? So, just as your bite-sized information. Okay, now we come to the most controversial situation, in my opinion. I think everything in this thing is controversial as fuck. But you know, we have to get through it. I have to get through it somehow. Which is, the next segment is going to be about originality in a community. And oh boy. I'm gonna open up a can of worms I wish I had never opened. So yeah, we're gonna start off with the more tame one. I think nobody's tame here. Holy f- Oh Jesus Christ, okay. So, there's this mentality in the community where a lot of people tend to, you know, point fingers due to a lot of people copying their works. And it's bad. It's really, really bad. You know, I understand that copying somebody's video style and effects and stuff can be annoying. And I advise you highly not to, because trust me, it will end out extremely badly. But I also want to say that MMD is a community where you can download the exact same motion, you could download the exact same stage, you could download the exact same effect, and accidentally make the exact same video with somebody else. Because realistically, some of the videos put out are basically kind of like a copy-paste. Unless it's an original animation that you have, you know, created yourself and somebody decided to, like, copy animate it. That's a different situation. That's bad. Like, for anything that was, like, downloadable and then reused like 1,000 times, I think it's kind of redundant because it kind of, like, correlates back to the animation meme community. I'm sorry I have to pick on the animation meme community for this the whole entire time, but it's basically the exact same thing. In my opinion, anyway. So, with that being said, let's see what some people have said about this situation. Now, there's this person who said, why do people worry a lot to an unhealthy levels about their characters? Is it literally something that only lives in your mind? Do people even cry over the stupidity of their models? It's not healthy. It may be a Venn character, but in the end, is you doing more harm than good. Now, this is kind of like where I'm a little bit confused, because the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you, you probably haven't seen the art community yet. You don't know, or you're probably not familiar with the art community whatsoever. Because the thing is, it's actually a unknown rule to not quote-unquote copy a character's design, because it's just considered as extremely rude. Being inspired is okay, right? Like, being inspired by a character is fine. But as soon as you start to, like, completely copy something, that's where it gets kind of nasty. The gray area is basically referencing and taking some things as inspiration. That's the gray area. But as soon as you, like, completely copy the design, that's where it gets kind of nasty, right? Now, the thing with Venn characters, I can understand why people think it's such a horrible thing to be like, oh yeah, but it's just a Venn character, it's not that deep. The thing is, some people cope with these characters. Some people suffer with mental struggles, myself included. I have that situation. And the thing is, people get highly, you know, tense about it because they're renting out character. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want seeing a copy character of me doing things that probably might have triggered me at some point. I don't know, it's my way of thinking, but yeah, it's kind of like the exact same way if I were to draw my characters, right? And somebody just took them and kind of like manipulated them in a different way. Again, our community. I don't think I have to say much else. Okay, then we have this gem of a fucking community post. Well, not community post, but confession post. But like, holy shit. Imagine being so cringe that you found a gender-bend picture of your favorite character on Pinterest, you claim it as your own OC, and your friend enabled you by changing the colors of the artwork to fit your OC, and you called the I said it literally your OC to respect. At the LGBT fetishization in the MMD community, Nahida, Archon. Oh, just a scene made by a delusional fan who thinks Childe will love them. Oh god. That's a strong comment right there. No, but I think it's safe to say that copying and recoloring characters is kind of already forbidden knowledge, no matter in what art form and a community you are in. Whether you're an artist, whether you're an MMD. I think it's pretty clear. But I found it so goddamn funny though. No, but seriously, don't recolor characters. Please, don't do that. You can be inspired by a character, yes, but just don't fucking recolor it. Alright? At least make an original character if you're already obsessed with a goddamn character, right? Not to be parasocial. But, you know, we'll maybe get that parasocial checked out. He's not real. He's not gonna come for you, trust me. That girl you saying is just in your wildest nightmares. At least it's in my nightmares, and I hate it. God fucking damn it. Alright, back to on a more serious note though. This is something that I've also kind of found interesting. And it reads as follows. I generally don't get MMD creators who don't get inspired by my work / design when they post their works. I get them copy, but it just gives me the vibes that they're insecure and intimidated because they know someone can do better. Like, wow, I didn't know you had the ownership over a certain set of parts. So get over your high horse. If you're gonna hate gatekeeping in this community. Now here's the thing. I honestly don't know why people do this. Again, this is kind of like in the art community where you pretty much see a character design, you think something's cool about it, and you like get inspired by it. Some people say don't get inspired. People will be inspired. People will get inspired. People will always get inspired by things. Like, trust me, I've been there. I have been inspired by many things. Most of my creations that I have made are probably around 50% mostly inspired by things. With like character designs that I saw online, with like songs even. So it's not far-fetched. And like I said again, being inspired and taking some inspirational parts from a design is kind of like a gray area. It's not a bad thing. Inspiration is where it gets people's creativity kind of like more spawned on. If you think of it. The only thing that I wouldn't do though is to just completely straight up copy a design. Because that's just straight around, like, down straight disrespectful. I think we can all agree on that. Okay? Okay. Moving on. Oh yeah, another lighthearted joke that I picked out. It's basically this. Some random MMD. No, this model part / image I did sucks. And then the anonymous person wrote, okay, it sucks. And then the random MMDer started saying, how can you say that? I'm a beginner and I'm just learning, blah blah blah. Stop belittling your work. Okay, I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. We all been there. We all fucking been there. If you want to look back at my start of my channel, you can see how horrible I was at my own goddamn designing. You see how horrible quality my videos were. You see how horrible shitty my fucking models look like. That's a learning process, okay? The thing you gotta understand is MMD specifically is a very, like, learn-heavy project. If you wanna, like, you know, take part in it. I have been working in MMD for 7 years now. The end result you can see in my now like, more new release videos. Where the quality is more up, where the character designs are different, look more variety, vibrant, whatever the heck you want to say it is. Another thing that I want to say is, instead of saying, how can you say that, maybe ask people for criticism on how to better yourself. And don't just throw away criticism for the sake of being a bitch about it. Because realistically, you will always get criticism. No matter what you do. I got criticism in my life before. Hell, I even had one person criticize my character design at some point at the early stages of when my character Charlie existed. Because back then, her hair was basically just neon colors all around. They told me to basically nail down on the pastel, on like the very vibrant rainbow colors, and instead turn them into a pastel hair color. And ever since then I couldn't be happier. So please don't turn down criticism. And don't just belittle your work. Just because it doesn't look like something that maybe your, I don't know, idol did. Because realistically, it is a learning process. You will end up finding your own style, and please, just don't even compare yourself to other artists, because that's the worst thing you can do. Alright, that was for the originality section. This video is already like almost an hour in. Holy hell, it was getting a little longer than usual. Okay, the last thing that I want to be talking about, because I still don't know why it exists. I don't know why we are the only community who has this. Why does it exist, for the love of God? What am I talking about? I'm talking about fucking ban lists. Why the hell are we in a community where ban listing people is a thing? And not even for like good reasons either. Like, I get spreading awareness, but if you want to spread awareness, don't you think a color video would be more appropriate? Rather than just, you know, a random post on the internet. What do I know, considering we have the fucking commentators in this community? Anyways, I apologize for my random outburst. Now I'm gonna read out what this person has said, because sure, this is like the only person who talked about this, but man, they bring some points and I want to talk about it. Okay, they have said as followed. Let's be real here, the ban lists aren't actually going to protect people's art, like everyone says they are. It's genuinely for people who have beef with literally anyone. They don't like to spread hate and defame them without coming off as hate. It's a masking thing. If you were actually concerned about your work, there wouldn't be a page after page of drama as your evidence, quote unquote, especially if it includes petty little arguments with you and other users. It's not mentality for what? P.S. You have no right to ban people from your shit out of spite, especially if you have no entitlement to what you made, i.e. TDA, game rips, etc. Which I can totally get behind. I stand with this like 100%, just saying. And I kinda want to make like an open discussion of all of you. My dear fellow MMD community peers. I know I may seem like a small channel to you. I know I may seem like a fucking stranger to you. And I know you're probably gonna write a fucking hate comment down on my videos and be like, what the fuck are you on about? None of this is real, you're just coping right now. You're the one coping. I'm the one just speaking facts. But like, besides the point though, instead of acting like a child and acting it out like high school drama, why aren't we, as a community, making proper accusations about that? Sure, people have made documents of people doing actual shitty things, which are things that should be considered, because this community is not the only one who's like, you know, away from pedophilia and stuff like that. I'm just gonna say it as that is. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there who are, on who we aren't even aware of, by the way. And I've seen some dramas where that happened. For those who are very, like, close with some people in this community and knew about some... What? There's a firework outside? But like, who, like, know some people on the DeviantArt community who have posted controversial things like that. I would just highly suggest to please not make ban lists out of petty things and situations just because you thought that little drama you had with your friend, ex-friend, colleague, whatever it is freaking bashful enough for you to put it on a ban list. I don't know why we need to use ban lists. I don't know why we need to make ban lists. I don't fucking understand why we need to make ban lists. But I get the purpose. What I don't understand is why this purpose gets so, like, overly done used. And used without thinking. Because realistically, what is a ban list worth if all there is on are just people who are genuinely just doing things out of, you know, personal issues. Because that is just spreading drama for the sake of spreading drama, because people will be, like, concerned and will ask about it, I'm just saying. But why are we doing this? Why are we making this for? Instead of making, like, proper ban lists of people who we have encountered as very, very bad people. For instance, a certain Bedham creator who had a lot of controversial situations surrounded by her. I don't think I have to name her. Even if I were to, like, name her goddamn name, people would be having PTSD right here. And or people who are just harassing others. People who are genuinely actively doing bad in the community. Pedophiles, fucking sexual harassment. You name it. Can we please, like, make ban lists for those people? So that we don't have to actively fight with them in a community like this. Especially in a community full of minors. And the other thing is that also a person has said, which is something I'm extremely confused about, why do some MMDers who are around 20 plus be so freaking weird and nasty and dramatic? Which, A, I doubt it's mainly just the fucking, you know, 20-year-old plus people in the community. I'm not really sure why that was made a point. And if anything, if you deem them as weird and kind of nasty, then why aren't you calling them out on it? It's what I'm personally asking, or just block them out of your life. And the other thing is, another thing that I want to put out dearly to your all's heart is, please, if there is any type of person who you encounter in this goddamn life of being in this community, don't be toxic about it. If you have a drama with a friend, if you have drama with anybody else, you can clear up this drama by telling people how it is and just clearing it up in DMs. You don't have to spread it around the fucking internet like wildfire. Unless it's actually something worse. Unless it's actually somebody who's, like, being pedophilic. Or if it's somebody who has weird harassing tendencies. Then y'all can, like, splash it out like no fucking tomorrow. Like, else, please don't. It's unnecessary. I had to take a small break. And a child screaming. So, yeah. Ending words. Do we have any ending words for this? Now this video is pretty lengthy, but I do have some final words that I kind of wanted to say to kind of, like, end this video off. Because why is drama a thing in this community now? Why are we doing this? Why? Just why? For my conclusion, I think we as a community as a whole are a little bit too wary of each other when it comes to copying and stuff. That's what I kind of think about the whole situation. Now, I can understand if some people are afraid, especially when it comes to, like, copying things and stuff like that. But the thing is, let's not just gatekeep things. I know people will gatekeep, that's not a secret. But at least respect what is to be respected. Don't just start random drama out of the blue because, oh yeah, you did this. Fucking clear it up in DMs. We don't have to make freaking big drama out of these situations. They're unneeded. Make big drama, make big news of things that are actually important in the community. Call out predatory behavior. Call out people who are genuinely actively doing bad things. Call out people who are doing harassment. Call out people who are being manipulative in behavior. This is what this should be about, and not what ever the hell you guys are making it out to be. Alright. Am I not gonna go over specific dramas that I could say who are like where we talking about? Not in the slightest. I'm not gonna be speaking specifically about certain dramas that I'm aware of. And I'm not gonna talk about them purely because they are already talked about in documents and DeviantArt. You just need to search up drama MMD and then you already see it. Or call out, or whatever. Now, is there anything else I would say to this? If anything else, if there is anything drama related that you guys want me to cover, that is online, which actually includes somebody to call out a person because of their weird tendencies and behavior. Kinda like a call a video in the art/rant community. Call me the commentator in this community, I guess. Whatever the hell. I may as well be the one to do it. But other than that, you know, just leave comments down below on what you think of the whole situation, because I personally think it's stupid. I personally think it's unneeded, and I think we can work together as a community to like kind of work for this. So please, please. Yeah, y'all grip us together. We don't want another Anastasia on our hands, do we? Okay. Now that we are at the end of the video, I would like to thank you all for sitting through this garbage with me. It has been a very lengthy video. Quite frankly. I will have a lot of fun trying to edit this together. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now the other thing is, but I also would like to say, if there is any conversation you guys want to start in the comment section, go ahead. Be my guest. I would like to know your opinion about the whole situation. Just please stay respectful and don't harass each other down there. I will delete comments if I have to, if it gets very offensive. Just saying. I don't want any freaking fights down there. I want peaceful conversations. No harassment, please. And lastly, if there is anything where you guys want me to, I don't know, react to a certain drama, make me talk about a certain drama, which involves, you know, actual horrible people that need to be called out for the sake of calling out and making the community a safer place, you can also either text me on DMs. I have Twitter DMs open. I'm probably also gonna leave my secondary Discord account down in the description down below, which I don't use, so I'll put that to use, I guess. And let's just work together to make this community a much more peaceful and more safer place than what it is now. Alright. Good. This has been your host, Aikona-Chan, and I will be sending myself to sleep because I'm fucking tired. Alright, see y'all in the next video. Bye bye!